Hi, my name is Eric Simpson and welcome to the Personal Trainer Career website, where I work with personal trainers who are looking to specialise in becoming weight loss coaches and trainers, which I believe is the natural evolution for the personal training business. Today I'm going to speak about cancellation policies. Now, cancellation policies are something which every trainer's got a different opinion on this, and a lot of it depends on, I think, what sort of personal trainer you are, to be honest with you. And what do I mean by that? Well, you have personal trainers who personal train as a little bit of a hobby, a little bit of pin money. Maybe their significant other is the main breadwinner, brings in all the income, that pays for all the holidays, all the pensions, pays for everything really. And what this trainer does really just pays for going to the coffee shop, maybe buying the ice creams and maybe buying one or two outfits possibly. But it's not really contributing to the household income on a significant level. And you do get those sorts of trainers. And what I'm going to explain in terms of my cancellation policy would not work for that sort of trainer. And then you have the trainer that does this as a profession, as I do. You know, I pay my bills, I pay my holidays, my pension, everything is based on what I do as a personal trainer. So my approach to this is, whilst I want to give the best service I can to my clients and be, you know, as supportive as possible, I have to run it as a business as well. And my clients understand that, which means that my cancellation policy that I'm going to explain briefly is far more robust than what the other person that I mentioned as a personal trainer might have. So a typical personal trainer might say something like, if you can't make a session, don't worry, as long as you let me know you give me 24, 40 hours notice, then we can move it. And that all sounds good and well, but there's an assumption there, but them contacting you with 24 hours notice, even 48 hours notice, there's an assumption that you can somehow magic somebody and drop them into that slot. And that's not often the case for most people. Most people find that what happens is the client rings up, cancels a session, gives them 24, 48 hours notice. What then has to happen is you as a trainer have to then add that session on to their block of 5 or 10, if that's what you're doing, which I wouldn't recommend, but you have to add it on. So all of a sudden now, what was an hour's worth of PT or an hour of your time has now become 2 hours of time. So you're now getting paid half the rate. That's how I see it. Not only that, it's messing with your diary. You're now having to extend that person on by a week. And let's say they were due to finish next week and you had a new client that wanted to start next week, but they can't because you've moved that client into that slot. You're now missing out potentially on another client joining your programs. So I wouldn't recommend you do that personally, and that's not what we do in our business. My recommendation is, right from the get-go, when you sign a client up, you have your terms and conditions clearly laid out, and the policy that we use is this. If a client knows they're going to be away for a session in the future, they already know, they've planned it, they're going to be away on holiday for 2 or 3 weeks, we will still charge them for that session, but only a percentage for that session. And you might think, well, that's a bit harsh, Eric, they're not even there, why should they pay for something they're not having? Well, let's just look at another industry for a second, which is not entirely the same, well, it's not the same at all, but how they operate, the nursery schools. You know, when I put my son, not now, but back in the day, when I put him in nursery school, if we went on holiday, tough, we're still paying for that slot, because that slot is still occupied by him. And with your clients, it needs to be very much like that. They are buying a slot in your schedule, and if they're not there to take that slot, how else are you meant to generate income? So if they're not there, they've got to pay for that slot of time. Fair enough, maybe not the whole amount, but certainly a percentage of it. And we charge a percentage when clients are not there, if they miss a session or they tell us ahead of time they're not going to be there. If a client can't make a session with us, then that session has gone. They've lost the money. There's no adding it on at the end or anything like that. What we will do, however, to try and soften it a little bit, we will offer them an hour during that particular week. So let's say their session was Monday morning at 9 o'clock, they couldn't make it, and I know in my diary or Kerry's diary that we've got a slot available on a Wednesday. We'd have that flexibility where we'd say, okay, fine, I can fit you in on the Wednesday of that week. And again, that's on our terms and conditions when they sign up to begin with. But I think as personal trainers, unless you have those sort of robust terms and conditions in place, what you'll find is that your monthly income will go up and down, your schedule will be pulled left and right, it'll be stretched, and you will lose control of your own diary because your clients will be dictating to you what their diaries are. and you'll be running around like a headless chicken trying to make it all work, and you'll be pleasing some people and upsetting others. So you need to have pretty robust cancellation policies in place and pretty robust terms and conditions. You only get one chance to get your clients to sign up for your terms and conditions, and that's right at the start when you're doing your consultation, when they're about to sign up. After that, it's too late. Very, very difficult to then implement things once people have started working with you. But that's how we work it. I'd be interested to hear how you work your cancellation policy and terms and conditions. Hopefully you found that of use. If you do have any questions at all, then obviously contact me via email or whichever method you've been using, and I'll gladly put together either an email answer or a video just like the one you're watching now. Hopefully you found that of use. Until next time, take care and bye for now.